few hours ago, an amateur astronomer made a discovery that has deepened the mystery and added new layers of confusion surrounding the strange interstellar object 3I Atlas. The astronomer, who had set up his backyard telescope with the intention of photographing the recently re-emerged interstellar object, found himself documenting something far more mysterious. The image he captured has since spread rapidly through scientific circles, online forums, and news platforms, showing what appears to be a large cylindrical object suspended against the black expanse of space, surrounded by the faint shimmer of distant stars. The astronomer explained that his goal was straightforward: to capture new imagery of Atlas, an interstellar comet that had once again become visible after spending some time behind the Sun. His telescope was carefully aligned to the coordinates where the comet was expected to appear, and he began taking a series of long-exposure photographs. During this process, one particular frame revealed an anomaly. Behind the faint trail of where Atlas should have been visible, he noticed an object that seemed completely out of place, an elongated, solid structure with defined edges and a uniform brightness inconsistent with any known astronomical body. Upon reviewing the images, he described the experience as surreal. The object, appearing to float motionless against the backdrop of stars, exhibited characteristics that he could not explain. It wasn't a satellite, nor did it resemble the light trails or distortions typically caused by imaging errors or atmospheric interference. Instead, the image displayed a distinct, well-defined shape. A glowing cylinder with what appeared to be faint structural details along its surface. As soon as the photograph was shared online, reactions poured in from all over the world. Many were quick to note its eerie similarity to descriptions of cylindrical craft that have been reported in various unidentified aerial and orbital phenomena over the years. Others were struck by its apparent proximity to Atlas. Atlas, first observed on the 1st of July 2025, is only the third known interstellar object to pass through our solar system. Its arrival sparked enormous interest among both professional and amateur astronomers, many of whom have spent the past months attempting to track and photograph it. Those who have examined the photograph point to several oddities. The most striking feature is the object's symmetry and sharpness. Natural celestial bodies, even asteroids or fragments of rock, rarely appear so geometrically precise. The cylinder also seems to emit or reflect light evenly along its structure, with no discernible variation in texture or luminosity. This uniformity, combined with its elongated shape, has led some to suggest it could be a type of constructed object, perhaps metallic or composite in nature. The possibility that this object has been following the interstellar comet has quickly become one of the most discussed aspects of the discovery. Some observers argue that the consistent proximity of the object to Atlas suggests an intentional connection, that the two may be moving together, perhaps even interacting in some unknown way. The idea of a non-natural body trailing an interstellar visitor has reignited long-standing debates about extraterrestrial technology and observation of our solar system. For those following the developments closely, the implications of the photograph have added a new layer of mystery surrounding this strange object. Many have pointed out that Atlas has long been the subject of quiet speculation. Reports from earlier observations indicated that its brightness fluctuated in rhythmic patterns, leading some to theorize that it could be transmitting or reflecting structured light. Its trajectory through the solar system also appeared unusually precise, following a calculated arc rather than the chaotic, gravitationally influenced paths typical of natural comets. When viewed in this context, the sudden appearance of a cylindrical object near its path seems far from coincidental. In online communities, discussions have turned toward the possibility that what we are seeing is not merely a comet and a piece of debris, but rather an interaction between two connected entities, one perhaps acting as an escort or monitor of the other. Some researchers have even suggested that the cylindrical form could serve as a form of mothership or observation platform, accompanying interstellar objects as they pass through inhabited systems. As of now, the amateur astronomer's image stands as the most striking piece of visual evidence. Professionals have reportedly begun independent verifications, and observatories are expected to track the same region of the sky in the coming nights. If the object remains visible, or if additional images confirm its presence, it could represent one of the most significant discoveries of the modern era. For the amateur astronomer who first captured the image, the event has left him both amazed and unsettled. What began as a simple exercise in observation may have resulted in a photograph that raises far-reaching questions about the nature of Atlas, and whether humanity is, for the first time, witnessing the passage of more than one interstellar visitor through our solar system. As the world waits for official analysis and further images, the mystery deepens. The object behind Atlas remains unidentified, silent, and suspended among the stars. Whether it is a fragment of ancient cosmic material, a probe from beyond our world, or something else entirely, it stands as a haunting reminder that our understanding of the universe is still profoundly incomplete. As many pointed out, it's important to note that every year, countless objects drift through the solar system, unseen and unrecorded. While humanity has made extraordinary strides in observing the cosmos, scientists estimate that what we currently track represents only a tiny fraction of what actually passes through our celestial neighborhood. The unsettling truth is that the vast majority of objects, both large and small, enter and leave our solar system completely undetected. From massive interstellar rocks to dust-sized fragments of unknown origin, trillions of these silent visitors sweep through the darkness each year without anyone knowing they were ever there. Astronomers have long been aware that space is not empty, but the scale of what remains unobserved is staggering. Using advanced computer models and statistical estimates, experts now believe that millions of large objects, comparable in size to mountains or even small planets, may cross into the solar system annually. Alongside these are trillions of smaller fragments, pieces of rock, ice and metal that originate from other star systems or are remnants of ancient cosmic collisions. Yet, only a handful of these interstellar travelers are ever detected, leaving the overwhelming majority unaccounted for. One of the primary reasons for this is the vastness of space itself. The distances between planets are immense, and even the most advanced telescopes can only cover a tiny portion of the sky at any given time. Most of these visitors travel through the outer reaches of the solar system, far from the concentrated gaze of Earth-based observatories. In 2014, a remarkable discovery was made while examining photographs taken by NASA's Curiosity rover on Mars. UFO researchers spotted a cigar-shaped object hovering above the Martian surface, an anomaly that has since sparked widespread speculation and intrigue. The images, captured by Curiosity's right-hand navigation camera on May 4th, show what appears to be a long, cylindrical white object suspended in the Martian sky for approximately 16 minutes. This unusual sighting has led many to question whether extraterrestrial activity is being observed around Mars, and whether NASA is withholding crucial information about the presence of unknown objects orbiting the red planet. Curiosity has been actively exploring the Gale crater on Mars since 2012, capturing thousands of raw images as part of its mission to study the planet's surface, atmosphere, and geological history. These images are sent back to Earth for analysis, providing scientists and independent researchers alike with an opportunity to examine every aspect of the Martian environment. It was during one of these routine examinations that UFO enthusiasts noticed something unusual, a sleek, elongated object hovering in the sky, unlike anything previously observed on Mars. The shape and appearance of the object immediately caught the attention of researchers. Unlike the usual debris, dust particles, or camera anomalies that can sometimes appear in space imagery, this object exhibited characteristics that suggested it was something far more structured and deliberate. The cylindrical shape has been widely reported in past UFO sightings, particularly those involving so-called cigar-shaped UFOs, which have been observed on Earth for decades. The fact that an object with similar features has now been captured hovering over Mars raises profound questions about the possibility of extraterrestrial activity in the Martian orbit. Perhaps the most compelling aspect of this sighting is that the object remained in the air for 16 minutes. If this were merely an artifact of the camera, an issue with light exposure, or an optical illusion, it would not have persisted for such a significant length of time. Additionally, given Mars's thin atmosphere and lack of strong winds capable of suspending objects in mid-air, the possibility that this was some form of natural debris seems highly unlikely. Researchers argue that the object's presence, position, and duration suggest deliberate movement or control, rather than an uncontrolled environmental phenomenon. This sighting is not the first time cigar-shaped UFOs have been linked to space exploration. If the object seen in Curiosity's 2014 images is indeed an advanced craft, it raises several critical questions. Why was it hovering over Mars? Was it observing the rover, or did it have a separate mission on the planet? Some researchers speculate that Mars, being one of the most Earth-like planets in our solar system, could be of interest to extraterrestrial visitors. If intelligent life exists elsewhere, it would make sense for them to monitor planets that hold potential for life or future colonization. The idea that we are not alone in exploring Mars is both exciting and unsettling. NASA has remained silent on the issue, providing no clear explanation for the anomaly. The space agency has a long history of dismissing UFO-related findings, often attributing them to camera glitches, reflections, or natural phenomena. However, given the object's clear shape, prolonged presence, and structured appearance, these conventional explanations fall short. The lack of an official statement has only fueled speculation that NASA is withholding evidence of extraterrestrial encounters. Some argue that the object could be space debris or a speck of dust on the camera lens, but these explanations fail to account for the sustained appearance of the object for over 16 minutes. If it were dust or a photographic artifact, it would likely appear in only one frame or change position erratically. Instead, the cigar-shaped UFO remained consistently in view, behaving in a way that suggests it was a physical object hovering in Martian airspace. Another interesting aspect of this sighting is the possibility that extraterrestrial beings are already observing Mars. Some theorists propose that intelligent civilizations might have been monitoring our space missions for decades, ensuring that human activity in space does not interfere with their own operations. If this were the case, the presence of the cylindrical UFO near Curiosity would make perfect sense. It could be a probe or a reconnaissance craft sent to observe the rover's activities. The discovery of this object also aligns with previous UFO sightings around Mars, as well as claims made by former NASA employees and astronauts who have hinted at strange encounters in space. Over the years, multiple images from various Mars missions have depicted unexplained lights, hovering objects, and even structures on the Martian surface. While NASA typically ignores or downplays these findings, the sheer volume of anomalies suggests that there is far more happening on Mars than we are being told. With new Mars missions and advanced imaging technology on the horizon, researchers are hopeful that even more evidence will emerge in the coming years. Space agencies such as NASA, ESA, and SpaceX continue to send rovers and probes to the Red Planet, increasing the likelihood that another unexplained craft could be caught on camera. If intelligent extraterrestrial beings are indeed monitoring Mars, the possibility of a future encounter or more direct evidence grows stronger. The 2014 cigar-shaped UFO sighting near Mars remains one of the most compelling pieces of evidence for extraterrestrial activity beyond Earth. Its structured appearance, prolonged duration, and similarity to other known UFOs make it difficult to dismiss. Whether this was an alien craft, an unknown space vehicle, or something beyond human comprehension, one thing is clear: Mars continues to be a hotspot for mysteries that defy explanation. As more images and data from Mars missions continue to surface, the world may soon be forced to confront the reality that we are not alone, and we may have never been alone to begin with. Oddly enough, this isn't the first time that a strange object has been seen close to Mars. The Phobos 2 mission remains one of the most mysterious and controversial space explorations in history. Launched in July 1988, it was the second Soviet spacecraft sent to study Mars's mysterious moon, Phobos. The mission's primary objectives were to analyze the Martian atmosphere, surface, and gravitational properties of Phobos, but what happened in March 1989 would overshadow the mission's scientific goals and leave one of the most perplexing UFO encounters in space exploration history. On March 27, 1989, just months before Phobos 2-2 lost contact with Earth, the spacecraft captured a series of astonishing images. Among them was an image that would become the subject of intense speculation and debate: a long cylindrical object hovering above the Martian surface. Unlike anything previously observed in space, this object had a smooth, structured appearance and cast a distinct shadow on the Martian terrain below. The shape, size, and alignment of this shadow suggested that it was not a mere trick of light or a natural celestial formation. Instead, it appeared to be an actual, physical object. The presence of this cigar-shaped UFO immediately raised questions about what Phobos 2 had encountered. The object's elongated structure did not match any known asteroid or natural Martian geological formation. Unlike ordinary space debris or celestial bodies, which typically rotate or drift unpredictably, this object appeared to maintain a deliberate, controlled position. Some researchers have pointed out that the structure bore striking similarities to other cigar-shaped UFOs that have been reported throughout history, both on Earth and in space. The fact that an unmanned spacecraft orbiting Mars captured such an object only intensified the mystery. The most puzzling aspect of this encounter was what happened immediately after the photograph was taken. Shortly after transmitting these images back to mission control, Phobos 2 suddenly and inexplicably lost contact. The spacecraft was functioning properly up until this moment, leading to speculation that the encounter with the unidentified object may have played a role in its sudden disappearance. Some researchers suggest that Phobos 2 may have been deliberately disabled to prevent further transmission of images. Whether this was due to an external force or an unknown phenomenon remains a subject of debate. The Soviet Space Agency at the time provided no clear explanation for the loss of Phobos 2. While technical failures are always a possibility in space missions, it is unusual for a spacecraft to suddenly go silent immediately after capturing an unexplained anomaly. This sequence of events led many to believe that the spacecraft may have been interfered with by an unknown intelligence. To this day, the exact cause of Phobos 2's failure remains classified and unsolved. Adding to the intrigue, Russian scientists who were involved in the mission later hinted at the possibility of an external force being responsible for the failure. During a press conference, Soviet space officials acknowledged that something unusual had occurred, but refrained from making definitive statements about what exactly caused the spacecraft to fail. Some reports even suggested that the images taken before the loss of contact were analyzed privately, raising suspicions that more information exists than has been publicly disclosed. One of the most striking aspects of this case is how it aligns with other UFO encounters in space. Over the years, astronauts from both NASA and the Soviet space program have reported seeing unidentified objects in orbit. Many of these objects share the same elongated, cylindrical shape seen in the Phobos 2 images. Some theorists propose that these objects are not random anomalies, but part of an ongoing extraterrestrial presence in space, monitoring human activities beyond Earth. Additionally, the location of this encounter is noteworthy. Phobos, the Martian moon that the spacecraft was sent to study, has been the subject of speculation for decades. Some scientists have suggested that Phobos itself may not be a natural moon, but rather a hollowed-out artificial structure. It exhibits strange orbital behaviors, and radar scans have hinted at unusual internal compositions. If there is any truth to the idea that Phobos is more than just a natural satellite, then the presence of an unidentified object near it becomes even more significant. Many researchers believe that the Phobos 2 incident is one of the most compelling pieces of evidence that we are not alone. The clear, structured shape of the object, the fact that it cast a distinct shadow, and the mysterious loss of the spacecraft immediately after taking the image all suggest that this was not a simple technical failure or natural occurrence. If Phobos 2 had merely malfunctioned due to mechanical issues, there would be no reason to associate its failure with the appearance of the cylindrical UFO. However, the timing of events and the peculiar nature of the object in the image make this one of the most unexplained encounters in space exploration. To this day, NASA and other space agencies have not officially commented on the Phobos 2 UFO images, nor have they provided any explanations that satisfy the questions raised by researchers. The lack of transparency surrounding this case has only fueled further suspicion. Was Phobos 2's transmission intentionally disrupted to keep the world from seeing something we weren't meant to see? With modern space exploration technology improving, the possibility of future encounters with similar objects is very real. Private space agencies, such as SpaceX, are now launching their own missions to Mars, meaning that more eyes than ever before are watching the Martian surface. If there is indeed something out there, it is only a matter of time before more evidence surfaces. The Phobos 2 incident stands as a reminder that space is still a vast and largely unknown frontier. While scientific missions seek to uncover the secrets of the universe, there may be forces at play that we do not yet fully understand. The presence of an unidentified, structured object hovering near Mars, captured by a government spacecraft before its mysterious disappearance, is a story that demands further investigation. Until more answers emerge, the case of Phobos 2 and its final transmission remains one of the most intriguing UFO mysteries of all time. UFOs appearing in Mars images is not a new phenomenon. Over the years, NASA's rovers and orbiters have captured multiple anomalies that have sparked debate among researchers and UFO enthusiasts. The Curiosity rover, Perseverance, and older missions like Viking and Spirit have all recorded strange objects in the Martian sky that resemble classic UFO shapes, including orbs, disks, and cylindrical objects. These sightings have led many to believe that Mars is being actively observed by unknown entities. Despite NASA's dismissals, claiming these anomalies are dust particles, reflections, or image artifacts, the consistency of UFO sightings in Mars images raises serious questions. With private companies now exploring Mars, there is hope that future missions will provide undeniable proof of extraterrestrial presence on the red planet. At present, researchers are constrained to rely on these intriguing but limited insights into the characteristics that lie in store on the external facade. In a fresh depiction, a majestic pyramid-like summit looms over a comparably level expanse, creating a striking contrast in elevation across the scene. The uniqueness of the mountain sets it apart in a distinctive manner, exhibiting characteristics that are uncommon in the nearby vicinity and scarce across the entirety of the dwarf planet. This mountain stands out not only for its physical features, but also for its geological and topographical attributes. The framework is believed to ascend approximately 3 miles. This comparison serves to illustrate the considerable elevation of the structure. The next image provides a more intricate depiction of the bright spots. Numerous smaller bright spots are visible surrounding the main prominent area, which is roughly calculated to span 6 miles in width. This closer examination offers a deeper insight into the distribution and characteristics of these luminous features. Ice and salt are the primary hypotheses that researchers have put forward to explain the peculiar reflectivity observed in this context. Dr. Mark Raymond, the mission director and chief engineer of Dawn, expressed his enthusiasm at the sight of these features becoming more distinct. Upon embarking on its observation of a distant location a few months back, Dawn was initially dubbed as a singular bright spot. However, with the explorers' gradual approach and improved vantage points, it became apparent that there were actually 2 distinct bright spots present. This discovery underscores the intricate nature of the celestial body that Dawn is investigating, shedding light on the complexities and nuances that exist within this captivating environment. In the current observation, it is apparent that the phenomenon under scrutiny is multifaceted and complex. The exact reason behind the occurrence of these intense reflections remains unclear, indicating the necessity for further data collection and analysis to shed light on the situation. In the realm of theories, each individual harbors their distinct personal favorite, yet nature stands as the ultimate judge. While we may all indulge in speculation and present compelling arguments, the unequivocal truth will inevitably reveal itself in due time. The diversity of perspectives and opinions among individuals is a testament to the intricate tapestry of thoughts that exists within society. In an in-depth analysis, the probable explanation points towards the residuals resulting from the sublimated ice. The residual salts that remain after this process might be the causative factor for the observed light reflection. The additional visual representations provide a glimpse into the extensive array of craters and intricate lines that adorn the terrain of this celestial body situated within the asteroid belt, the orbits between Mars and Jupiter. There are indications of previous events occurring on the surface, such as movements, soil shifts, and the deterioration of natural formations. Ceres, the largest object in the asteroid belt, was initially classified as a planet. Ceres was later reclassified as an asteroid and finally designated as a dwarf planet by the International Astronomical Union in 2006, alongside Pluto and other celestial bodies that share similar characteristics. Despite its diminutive size, Ceres is approximately 940 kilometers or 585 miles in diameter, making it smaller than Earth's moon, This dwarf planet boasts a wealth of geological features that rival those of larger worlds. Its surface is marked by impact craters, mountain ranges, and mysterious bright spots that hint at geological activity beneath its icy crust. One of the most prominent features of Ceres is a large crater named Okator, which is home to a series of bright, reflective deposits that scientists believe may be composed of salts left behind by sublimating water ice. The presence of water ice on Ceres has profound implications for our understanding of the dwarf planet's history and potential habitability. Water is a key ingredient for life as we know it, and its presence on Ceres suggests that the dwarf planet may have once harbored conditions conducive to the emergence of life. Moreover, recent observations by NASA's Dawn spacecraft have revealed evidence of organic molecules on Ceres, further bolstering the case for its astrobiological potential. In addition to its geological features, Ceres also possesses a tenuous atmosphere composed primarily of water vapor, which is continually replenished by sublimation from its icy surface. This thin atmosphere, while far less substantial than those of Earth or Mars, plays a crucial role in shaping the dwarf planet's surface and regulating its climate. Understanding the dynamics of Ceres' atmosphere is essential for unraveling the mysteries of its geology and assessing its potential as a destination for future exploration and colonization. The exploration of Ceres has been facilitated by NASA's Dawn spacecraft, which arrived at the dwarf planet in March 2015 after a journey of more than 7 years. Over the course of its mission, Dawn has provided unprecedented insights into the geological and chemical composition of Ceres, mapping its surface in exquisite detail and capturing stunning images of its diverse terrain.